I do suggest you give Witch of Mercury a shot. I mean, despite like some of the bad that I was saying, like with like, oh, the main antagonist always wears a mask and chicks place in school. And Mercury stutters like nobody's business. It's not bad. No, she does, but like it's really weird. Why? I'll put this on hold because you need to do the intro.
Okay. Well, welcome to Foxtrot Plays. We're here to play Hidden Dragon Legends with Doug. So, last time we left off, we were dropped in that pit of water. No explanation, really.
Oh yeah, that's right. With that one character who came out of nowhere. And anyway.
Yep.
So, for those who are wondering, because this is going to come out after the Slab Lounge, which you should totally watch if you're into podcasts. We talked about, like, a lot of things ranging from, in the last episode, we talked about, the last episode of the Slab Lounge podcast, we talked a lot about from the recent death of Tina Turner to Sonic Prime, and then Gundam Witch of Mercury, which I was all like, okay, I'll give it a watch, and then, like, tell you guys what I saw. And I have to admit, like, from what I saw, like, it's not bad. It's just so weird that the main character, Suletta Mercury? Suletta, I think that's how you pronounce her name? It's weird. When she's in her Gundam, whom she calls Ariel, like, when she's inside of Ariel, she completely goes into, like, it's not like a human version of Wing Zero while you're being affected by the Zero computer system, right? Instead of you being all cold and logical, she's just normal. But when she's talking to, like...
What a good boy you are.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
You'll know soon enough. Don't worry. This freight waterway was created by the Trigram organization long time ago. It's the only way in for outsiders. Do you see these strange containers? They're filled with elixir to be transported by the waterway. You're quite familiar with the elixir, no? Find the hidden city. I'll meet you there.
Okay. I mean, I get you're trying to fill us in with lore, but, like, at the very least tell us what the elixir... Whatever. Anyway, while she's, like, in school or whatever, just talking to her random classmates, she will not stop stuttering! For no reason! And somehow she got roped into this marriage with an heiress.
Interesting.
Yeah. And like the Earthians who are racist towards Spacians and Spacians who hate Earthians. One of the Earthians, she has really, really big poofy hair. Like poofy, like it's inhuman how poofy that hair is. Like they're poofy, like really poofy.
Oh, okay. All right then, with your poofy.
I know, I'm like being that guy, but Captain, I cannot. You might think I'm over-exaggerating. And it's true. You know how I like to over-exaggerate. But I am not over-exaggerating about that poofiness.
It happens.
I want you to picture a basketball. That is how poofy... She has 2 basketballs of poofy hair on her head. And I am being honest to God here. So much so that after this recording, if you remind me, I will show you her poofy hair. That is just ridiculous.
Oh, okay. I mean, in a post-Sailor Moon world where the common gag was about her meatballs on her head, that poofiness is not about to destroy me.
Okay. Like, I hope there's time. I hope there's time once this recording is done, because I really want to show that. I really want to see this reaction on camera. God damn it! Not face cam.
I mean,
Bobby.
it's gonna be the reaction you're thinking, but okay.
Jesus Christ! That's a lot of health you just took out. You didn't see that much health getting taken out when you were like playing Conker's Bad Fur Day? You just got one block of health taken out. But like this game, nah. I'm gonna take out chunks. That many chunks.
It gives no fucks. It said you made your choice.
Right?
That is how the game feels.
Good lord. Still, I
You
gotta
made
admit-
your life decisions when you chose to be here like this.
Right? So I gotta admit, at the very least, it's nice to see like video games tackling water levels. I know water levels has that stigma, but like,
At least they're trying.
yeah, it's still nice to see them trying. I mean, like, why would you let Mario be the only one to get away with it?
True.
Yeah. Speaking of, I heard I really gotta get a switch. Nobody will shut up about Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I was reading up.
Oh yeah, no, it's exploding everything in the world currently.
I read, and I will say this: good on Nintendo. In 3 days, that game sold 10 million units.
Yeah, it was waiting for that. Everybody was waiting for that hype. That hype was existing.
I mean, it didn't break as many records as GTA 5 did, but like, it's nice to see that. It's still good to see like, hey, like this is our highest selling Zelda game to date, and I'm like, you know, good on you guys, good on the team, yeah, because it was the team. For those who are wondering who made Breath of the Wild specifically, it was the team that did the Xeno games.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's that.
Yeah, because like what happened was, while yes they were owned up by Bandai, by Namco Bandai, is it Bandai or Bandai? Like, I just want to I just want to get the pronunciation right. Anyway, for some weird reason, it's weird. Not Namco Bandai and Nintendo have this weird bromance type deal. First they were like, hey, first they went up to Nintendo and was like, hey, we still like this studio, but do you want to buy a controlling share? And Nintendo's like, okay, sure. So they had like an 85% stake in. So Nintendo had an 85% stake, right? And then, because because the Xeno games they were still selling, like they were still good.
Yeah.
Then I want to say around either the Wii or the Wii U days, they're like, hey, you want to buy the rest of the company? We'll be cool with it. And Nintendo's like, okay. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So the people in the Xeno team, the Xeno Games team. I know I shouldn't call them the Xeno Games team because they originally started. Because they were the same team that did Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, and then they broke off of Squaresoft to make their own studio.
Yeah.
So they were worried that since they're going to be owned by Nintendo, they wouldn't make any more Xeno games. Not only did Nintendo say like, no, keep making Xeno games, they were okay with them keeping the titles Xeno game, like Xenoverse and all that.
Yeah.
So,
One sec.
all right, well. While Captain does his thing, I'll just educate the base. Fast forward to the Wii U when they're just all like, okay, we need a new Zelda game, but we know it would be, but like Skyward Sword left a really big device, was really divisive. It's time we got some new blood into the mix. So they went to the team that did Xenoverse, the Xenoverse. They're just like, hey, want to create a Zelda game? And they were just all like, sure. How much freedom do we have? And they're like, okay, you want to actually have the main character speak? Go for it. Oh, Link still won't talk. That's fine. We're cool with it. Just keep doing your thing. Just make sure you do your thing, and we'll be happy. And yeah. And after, because when they were like originally slated to launch, it was never because Breath of the Wild was originally never supposed to be a Switch game. It's just because of the delay after delay after delay. They were basically like, you know what? We know we said this would be out for the Wii U as well. Let's make Breath of the Wild the launch title for the Switch.
Sense?
Yeah.
For their purposes, at least.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, yeah, on one hand you could say, like, that's cool and all, but, like, on the other hand, like, Nintendo's just all, like, you know, that they're just all like, well, they can afford the delays because they know people are gonna buy it, and the shareholders won't give a shit because the shareholders know how seriously Nintendo takes its IPs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so there's no way in hell, like, yeah. But, like, at the end of the day, you know, to be fair, Breath of the Wild sold like gangbusters, and
yeah, they probably thought it was gonna do well, but not as well as it did do.
Yeah, so much so that like so many companies are still trying to ape the Breath of the Wild formula. Hell, Hellpoint did the same thing. Oh God, and like and with Tears of the Kingdom, whew, Jesus. Oh Lord, that game sold well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much so that an entire Did you hear about that? Like an entire GameStop team literally quit GameStop because they couldn't handle the Breath of the Wild customers just barging in and like doing all types of damage to their store. They literally quit the entire...
Yeah, doing damage to the store, I can see that. That's tough. I would be like, screw this. Like,
yeah,
I can't even play it because I'm selling it to y'all. Like,
yeah, on one hand, I could, you could, like, slam the... on one hand, because, like, think about it. It's like the Cabbage Patch Kids craze from back in the day, when people were trampling each other to get their hands on that goddamn thing, right?
yeah.
On one hand, you could say... And on the other hand, that's a big PR plus for Nintendo. Like, because there's no such thing as bad publicity. And if they're breaking down the door to get their hands on that game, just imagine how much sales spiked after that.
Yeah, it only escalated more.
God, you know sales spiked after that. Because they're just all like... Because people who read that article saying like, really? It's that good? Well, let me get a copy. Oh, I have to buy a Switch. I guess I'll buy a Switch. And boom! That domino effect happened. Jesus Christ. You know, Jesus. Like, I feel bad for the associates working at that GameStop, but at the other hand, like the greedy part of me, I was just like, dude, that money is coming now. There's gonna be more money coming. We already got money coming in. Now we're getting even more money.
That's the whole plan at that point when they learned. They were just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not just even that. I mean, when the pandemic hit, Nintendo was making bank because people were buying Animal Crossing in droves because of that.
Yeah, that is true.
Hell, even Switch Sports was one of the highest-selling game franchises, period, because Switch Sports, even though I hated what they did to my bowling. Did you know what they did to Wii Bowling?
Huh?
You want to know what they did to Wii Bowling? You want to know what they did to the bowling segment?
What?
So, you can't... It's not one person at a time anymore. You all have to bowl simultaneously. Top that off, you can't, like, throw the bowling balls backwards like you could in Wii Bowling to scare the crowd. You can't do that anymore. And then on top of all that, they made the bowling into, like, a Battle Royale type deal.
What?
Yeah, if you don't have a high enough score, you can't continue the bowling bits. You're kicked out of that particular tournament.
That's weird.
Preaching to the choir. All they had to do was it's like the Resident Evil 4 made Wii Bowling. Like, all you had to do was just update it. You didn't need to put all that in. You killed my bowling.
It's not what they felt like.
It's like what Capcom did to Resident Evil 4. You took all the camp. You took out all the camp. You took it all out. And you made it more serious. Why? Why would you do that to me? Feel betrayed. Hey, for the record, I still hope the Resident Evil 4 makes sells like gangbusters. It probably did. But, like, oh my god, what are they going to do with 5? And are they even going to touch 6?
It's only a matter of time.
How are you going to make Resident Evil 6 good?
By throwing the camp that stole from 4.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what they did. They just took it and moved.
Yeah, but what are you gonna? Because like, what are you gonna do with the 5 man? You do realize you're stuck. Are you gonna get rid of the boulder punching? You're stuck with that.
No, we're still boulder punching. That is Redfieldness. You can't cut that out.
Oh my goodness. But like, there was something else that was getting Oh no, like, wait, did I tell you Dead Rising's getting rebooted?
Yeah. Well, you didn't tell me, but I already knew.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's fine. I'm okay with that. You're like, Dead Rising. That first of all, it's close to 20 years old because it was a launch title for the 360, so that's fine. That's prime like reboot material. Like,
Yeah,
I'm okay
I'm
with
not excited that Twilight's getting rebooted as a TV show.
Hey, how do you think I feel when I heard like
What's wrong with these men?
what? Okay.
Why do their clothes seem so familiar?
Oh, I thought they were Xandos, but nope. They actually do stuff.
Yeah, no, they attack. They're just bad if you don't stay on them because they mob up on them.
Oh, okay. But, whatchamacallit? How do you think I felt when I heard Harry Potter was getting rebooted? Like, I'm conflicted with that. Because the first Harry Potter, yeah, it's 20 years old. But do you judge a reboot by the latest iteration or when it first began? Because if that's the case, then the Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 they shouldn't even exist.
But at the same time, the reason that it's getting the reboot, if they do it properly, it's understandable. Because they're rebooting it to be a series. The main thing that people had complaints about, which was with the Hogwarts Legacy game when playing, was that you didn't really have a going to class experience.
Oh no. Yeah,
So that's the reason why they're making the series. Then they might actually be doing it for a good reason, because the books don't hammer in a ton of going to class experience.
I honestly
But if they don't, and they're just trying to get Harry back out there with a new, different person, then no, that's dumb.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
it depends in terms of that, because I've heard different murmurs about why it got passed and what they're gonna do.
Huh, okay. Well, I
So
don't
if
know
they're rebooting it, but they're gonna be doing different stuff or leaning more in the book stuff rather than the already existing movie stuff, then I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're gonna be like, just do the stuff again, but with younger actors, then no, this is stupid.
Oh, okay. Wait, didn't you kill him already? Well, you know what? Never mind. I'm just being stupid.
Are you trying to put logic into this game?
Yeah, you're right. I really should, considering how the organization.
It's like there's many of organization, obviously.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's gonna be a TV series or if it's a series or if it's a movie or if it's gonna be movies. Man, I hope they do a TV series because then you can milk that a lot harder. But if they do movies, then that's stupid.
Yeah. See, from what I've heard, it's TV series.
Oh, okay. I'm wondering what I'm wondering what Sony's gonna do with Starship Troopers.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. There was a trailer that I saw for something that was it was basically screaming Starship Troopers, but isn't Starship Troopers.
Really?
And I don't remember the name of it, but it's like, what are you... Look! Like, why aren't y'all using that?
Well, because Sony is rebooting. They're already, like, filming, or I think they're filming the Starship Troopers reboot.
Okay.
But the game that came out, it's still in early access. Because it does involve, like, it's a co-op shooter with base building elements.
Yeah.
But from what I'm hearing, like, it is overwhelmingly positive. People are really happy with that online co-op shooter.
It seems like it, because even from me just seeing that, I was kind of like, okay, alright, I could be into that.
Yep. What?
More in the organization! It's a boss run!
And my axe. Seriously, like, that's what they're... Why would they, like, intro themselves like that? But, like... It's like... It was, like, literally, like...
They are organization Ginyu. Why do you judge them?
Yeah, that was so weird. That intro was so fucking weird. Anyway, but yeah, like, I saw a gameplay video of it, of the Starship Troopers, So, how it works is it's blending in first-person shooting and RTS elements, and or wait, no, that's a different Starship Troopers game. The co-op shooter, you could actually like plant down turrets, stuff like that, and like there are different classes, and you're supposed to hold out against the horde of insects, the bugs. So, from what I've seen, I mean, gameplay-wise, I mean, it's functional. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I mean,
oh wow.
Well, I mean, I know it sounds like a bad thing because it's really hard to screw up a first-person shooter. Yet a lot of companies still do.
Well, to be fair, nowadays, given a lot of games, no, that is a fair compliment to be like it's functional.
Yeah, but like the gameplay's fast-paced. It is super fast-paced at AF. So, but like no team actually survived the last horde. But the only thing that worries me is the developers put themselves into a corner, because if that's all you have to do, just hold out against the board while you set up a base, what else is...
Yeah, that's not a very hard bar to get over.
Yeah, I mean, like, once it's out the belt, once the game actually gets fully released, I mean, you're gonna have to add more stuff, man. Like, PlanetSide 2 can get away with being PlanetSide 2 because it's just a PvP shooter. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have vehicle sections and stuff like that, capture and control territories, stuff like that, but, like, if all you're doing is just holding out against the horde, that's a very finite, like, thing that really can't, that arguably cannot stand on its own two legs.
Yeah, no, it can't sustain itself the whole way through.
Yeah. Left 4 Dead can get away with that because you can mod the living crap out of it. Same goes with Back 4 Blood, which, to be fair, the user bases for both of those games are like, nah, they're nowhere near as good as they used to be. But then again, Back 4 Blood was made by the Left 4 Dead developers, so they kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But with like this, I'm just concerned. I don't want the Starship Trooper shooter, Extermination I think it's called, being this one-trick pony. I really don't want it being a one-trick pony. It has to have something more than just hold out.
And that makes sense.
Yeah,
because if it's just trying to go out there and jump and think it's going to move forward, it's not going to carry itself the same way.
Yeah. Still, at the very least, I hope the Mario Brothers get a sequel.
Yeah, no, I hope it does get everything it is amazing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's what you also say. Like, oh, kill him. He needs to die. He needs to die. Stop! Stop! So one, I really don't know what other, cause like let's say we finish Secret of King West or something, right? I really don't know what other games to play. I mean, like, yes, there's Tales of Symphonia, but like that's after Cyberpunk because Tales of Symphonia that's a commit. But like, I might just grab a Saturn emulator and play like a bunch of abandoned games.
Okay. Well, I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because like one game that I really want to play in particular, for some reason, I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Clockwork Knights. You ever play that?
No, I actually didn't.
It was a 2D platformer with 3D. It was it was made with 3D models, and it was a platformer. It was that Sega made. It fronted that. It was toys literally before toys was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you saw the last of those people. I mean, like. If they start bringing up the robots again. Well, at the very least, the robots were S tier, so. The shield dudes just. They suck.
They just know how to get in the way.
Yeah. So, one thing I was shocked when I heard this. Like, shocked as in, really, that's awesome that NetherRealm, like, pulled that off. So, Mortal Kombat, I guess it's being called 2, not 12 now?
Yeah.
So, the DLC, Amazon accidentally leaked their DLCs, or at least 2 of the DLC characters.
Well, then.
Oh no, dude. I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know if you're gonna care, but like, Omni-Man and Homelander are gonna be in it.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, it's gonna be interesting then, I guess.
So cool. Well, no, because like it's kind of I'm guessing it. Well, now you can argue that it's Mortal Kombat tradition that they have like characters like that.
Yeah, the ones that cross over at some point.
No. What I mean by that is like, you know how Mortal Kombat 9 had like no, not Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 10 had Alien versus Predator. Mortal Kombat 11 had RoboCop versus Terminator. Now you have Omni-Man versus Homelander because that's been that was like
it's a big question thing.
Yeah, that's been a question since like both those series were airing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
who's gonna fight, Omni-Man or Homelander? That's something that people ask.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't asked, but that's me. So.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, like I said, it's Mortal Kombat tradition, right? Like 2 characters like that face off. What the hell?
Who are you?
I'm you.
I remember now. Your second brother.
Second? What?
Second brother.
How?
You're the one that killed our master. And now look.
And killed our master.
Look where you've ended up.
Who? What master? What are you talking about?
The guy at the very, very, very beginning of the game that we were complaining about. Not old Ben Bell. Not to be confused with him. That's different.
Okay. So yeah, like it's kind of Mortal Kombat tradition to just do that.
Oh. If they need it so badly, I will not say.
I mean, it just sucks that, you know, they were never able to get Freddy vs. Jason in, but, you know, you take your victories where you can get them. Yeah. But I wonder wonder who the main antagonist is going to be in this Mortal Kombat. It's not going to be Shang Tsung. It can't be Shang Tsung.
I mean, I've seen him. He's floating around, but I got.
Well, yeah, he's a DLC. Yeah, he's a DLC character too. But that was already introduced. That was already introduced in the trailer. But like, so the way they're shaping it up from the CG trailer, they were like, oh, okay. So in this timeline, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, yeah, they're buddy. But same goes with Melina and Katana. So if this is a new timeline, like, they still haven't announced who the main antagonist is gonna be. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Really, you're gonna?
I have no answers for you because I was baffled as well.
Oh, yeah, like what is it? What are you trying to beat this? What are you going it up with that spin?
I don't even know what he's doing.
I gotta admit, Mo. I gotta admit, though, that move, this boss's moveset is fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, this makes sense. Being like, oh, it's second brother. It's like, okay, so this character is actually better.
Okay. Yeah, he's essentially the negative version of your movesets.
Yeah. And also sapping much more health because.
Yeah. He's Hugoing it up. Yeah, I was like, so, like, I'm probably not gonna pick up MK's well, in all honesty. But that's mainly because that's just my beef with Mortal Kombat as a whole, because I don't like holding the button to block.
Okay.
Yeah, I never liked that. Even when I was actively playing Mortal Kombat's from Deception to like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 to Deception, you name it. I mean, like, I hate having to hold a button to block. That's actually why I refuse to play any Soul Calibur games. With the exception of 2, but then again, that's Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah. Everybody has their style, so it makes sense.
We have time. I'm gonna... Witch of Mercury. Come on. She's gotta be in... Like, just go to images, because I forgot her name. No. Come on. Wait. No. That's the puff. The puffiness. The poof.
Yeah, I've seen worse poof.
Okay, Captain. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Outro time, I guess.
Join us next time as we, I guess, find out what happened to make second brother like that I just knew I had.